Welcome, everyone. My name is Eddie Ambler.
And I am Leo Alvarado.
We're going to be talking about how to organize and control the use of your cloud resources.
And in this video, we will go into cover and demonstrate how to use compartments and subcompartments to organize your cloud resources, and how to create compartments and subcompartments using the console.
Compartment is a collection of related resources, right, that can be accessed only by groups that have been given permissions. And you'll get a view when we go over the design patterns of how these words go together. So compartments help us to organize and control access to the resources. They help us to gain permissions via policies. So the policies are the instrument that give the desired level of permissions to the resources that you stick in that compartment. Here is a great diagram that starts to really break down organizing things by SDLC. For those who might not know, SDLC is the software development lifecycle, right? Things start in development and they progress to tests, then they progress to UAT, into performance testing, and then they go into production, right? And so each one of those areas could have different administrators that are administering. They could have different budgets that are paying for those resources. So for those reasons, or they might just have different compliance requirements. So for those reasons, you would organize your compartments to meet the business requirements. For this example, we had a requirement to take our cloud resources and break them down into production and non-production. So we created a non-production compartment and we created a production compartments. Underneath that, we had folks in the organization that were responsible for deploying and managing databases, and we had developers who were responsible for deploying and developing applications. So inside of those subcompartments, we actually got to be very granular as to which resources. So for the database compartments, we made things available like the database family set of resources, where for the application compartments, we did things like providing load balancers, right? Providing file storage, which is shared storage that the application servers would use. So I could tailor the very specific types of resources that made sense for those groups to be able to do their jobs. What you can walk away from is knowing that you can have multiple groups having access to a compartment, but having very different permissions. So for example, I could have my apps group be able to have use permissions, right? Which gives them the ability to see what we're building or what we have available in the database compartments, but not create. Whereas the DBA group would have full management capabilities to create, update, delete, destroy, right? Everything in the database compartment, and you could flip the access methodologies between the two groups on the application compartment. So let's talk about a different view. What if I don't want to divide and organize on SDLC? This is another viewpoint that you could use as we're thinking of how we can use compartments, right? Instead of dividing by SDLC, we could say, hey, we're going to make a compartment for finance. We're going to make a compartment for HR. We're going to make a compartment for sales. And inside the compartments, what we do is we allocate resources, but we have the opportunity to subdivide with sub-compartments, right? So the finance compartment on the far left, if you come down, you'll notice that there's another compartment, a child compartment under it called database compartment. And there is also the application compartment. So the difference here is the finance team would use its own administrators to actually administer the database and application compartments.
Now let's go to the demo on how to create compartments and subcompartments using the console. In the navigation menu, click Identity and Security and click on Compartments. Here we have a compartment named My Compartment Demo, and we are about to create child compartments or subcompartments for our software development lifecycle. So we will create one for our production environment and another child compartment for our non-production environment. Give it a name, description, and click Create Compartment. Now that we have created our production and non-production, going back to our design patterns, we can even create another child compartment, this time an application-specific or department-specific. So we can create a child compartment for our finance department, a child compartment for HR, and create another child compartment for sales. Then inside your application or department-specific compartments, you can also organize your cloud resources based on the type of service. You can create a child compartment for your database and create another child compartment for your application. Congratulations! You can now start organizing your cloud resources using compartments and child compartments.